Okay, so this is completion walk around video displaying our latest 2001 GEM 4-seater that we took in from Southern California and did a full complete rebuild on this car. Every inch of this car was torn apart, broken down to the bare frame, and taken up and shot in Kevlar black premium UV Line-X all the way throughout, inside and out, including the inner roof, the lower seat pod, the lower dash. Everything on it was shot in the Kevlar finish. We also, this is the customer had this roof rack on the car already and wanted to use it because of the basket type of configuration that it has up here. So we went ahead and Line-X the whole roof rack as well, including the front valance, just to kind of give it that sleek, tough look. Just kind of flows with the car. And then, of course, we did our black optics LED headlights like we do on all the GEMs, smoked all the lenses, added the rear LED tail lights in the back, like something we also do on all of the GEMs. We did the seats in a two-tone black carbon fiber finish. So if you look closely, you'll see that the seats are done in black carbon fiber, and then the centers of the seats are done in a medium to darkish gray with black threading, and then we did the black carbon fiber piping on the outer edge. We added a couple inches of padding inside the seats just to kind of make them thick and comfy. All of our GEMs get the new seat belts, so seat belts front and rear. We blacked out the dash, the upper column, you know, all the gauge surround and all that type of stuff, and then we did our EV Designs dash mat up here. Did a Sony Bluetooth 4-speaker sound system, so we got 6x9s in the rear. I typically do the speakers in the dash, but this car already had speakers that were down here under the seats, so I went ahead and just filled those holes, and we put the front speakers there, and then we added the rears here. This one has our EV Designs hand-built 7-inch lift. So this is not our typical 6 or 8 or 10-inch lift that we normally do. This one is a 7-inch lift, and I did that I don't even know why I did. I just told my fab guy, let's just do it in 7 inches, because didn't want it to be too tall, or it wouldn't fit in the garage with that taller roof rack on it. But we also wanted it to still look beefy and kind of have that, you know, that off-road look, but still drive like a normal GEM would. And I think we had achieved that goal on this car. This one, we shimmed and spaced the rear fender. So I basically raised the fender up 3 inches. We ended up having to trim back the mount on the stock for the trunk, and then we raised up the rear shock tower cover in the back so that it all looks factory. A normal person would have no clue that any of that was done back there. It just kind of looks like it was supposed to look that way. All of the body bolts on there and the trim has been blacked out. We'd use powder coated black bolts, black washers, and stainless hardware on the exposed areas that needed new bolts. New mirrors, larger off-road mirror, or larger accessory mirrors is what I meant to say. And then the 4-panel interior rear view mirror that goes all the way across. We do that on pretty much every GEM that we build. Because the speakers were positioned here, the charge port was relocated, so I moved it from here, put it over here on the edge, so it's way easier. You just, you know, when you're plugging in, you just plug it right here on the side. You don't have to reach up under the seat like the older GEMs used to be that way. This one also, we added our dual USB charge port on here, and then this particular car had a big hole right here that was cut out, and there was like some sort of a marine stereo in here, and then the rest of it was up in the dash. It was just all kind of ratted out, so I removed all that, fixed everything up, and then we finished this little black ABS piece here to cover that hole, and then I put the switches here. So this one powers the stereo, or I'm sorry, the LED lights, and this one powers the stereo here, which is kind of cool. Kind of gives it a purpose and a reason to be there. Once the LED lights are turned on, you can take your remote control and then point it down here at the RFI receiver, which is at the bottom center. Change it to white or red or whatever color you want. I actually kind of like blue, so I'm just going to leave it on blue. All of our GEMs get replaced ignitions. The ignitions are a known thing on GEM cars default. Half the time when you turn the key, you kind of have to jiggle it, and then from people putting large amounts of keys on their rings, it ends up breaking the barrels. So we put new ignitions on just about every GEM that we build. This one has the larger 15-inch. Let's see here, 2310-15, so we went an inch larger. Normally I do 14s on the cars, but I ran it by the customer and he was cool with it. He's like, let's go with the larger 15, so that's what we did. I think it gives it a really tough look. This one has the D&D 11.6 peak horsepower motor, and I took the controller and spaced it off the backing plate, put an internal cooling fan on it so that it keeps it cool in the winter time or the summertime, and everything else is pretty much dialed in. I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself. This car is beautiful. You can kind of see, you know, I always say our lift kits have a widened and extended wheelbase, and a lot of people ask me, like, what does that mean? What does widened and extended mean? If you notice the way we do our lifts, the normal hub is bolted right here. You can see where the hub would be here. So we make a whole new drop axle that goes across here, and then we extend it. So this is widened by, I think, 3 or 4 inches on either side. So it's 8 inches overall extended. And then what that does is when you look at the car, it gives it the, you know, it doesn't need spacers or anything. It just sits that way. So every car we build is designed with the wheels and the height and everything like that. So we don't have to really run the spacers to give it that look. And then the same thing in the front, bolts right up to the hub. Everything is dialed in. It has a perfect stance. It's not too wide, not too narrow. And then we obviously black out all the frame and everything underneath the cars to kind of clean them up a little bit. This one was chopped. It had a big hole right here on both sides because the owner had large tires on it and it wasn't lifted before, and it had burned holes through here, and they had chopped all this up in here. So we did the best we could to clean it up, and then we just shot the Line-X all up inside here to kind of give it that clean look. Did it on both sides. And you kind of see what it looks like with the headlights on. You see how bright those are? Super, super bright. And then when you turn on the turn signals, you can see how our upper added LED tail lights. So this is something that I do on every GEM. So we do the strip up here and the strip up here, and that way when you hit the brakes, all the lights up on the top light up. It just kind of gives it a little added safety. And I think that's pretty much it. Overall, it turned out really, really clean. I love this car. It actually runs better than it looks too. It's just really smooth, quiet, accelerates like a rocket. Yeah. So if you have a GEM and you're thinking about having us rebuild it, give us a call. Check out our website, email us, text us, whatever you want to do. And we can kind of come up with a plan and a design and figure something out that will best suit your needs, and we could get working on it.